Good afternoon, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the annual membership meeting of the Society of Broadcast Engineers in Columbus, Ohio. I'm SBE President Ted Hand. Today's meeting is sponsored by 5 SBE sustaining members: American Tower, Blackmagic Design, Dielectric, Heartland Video Systems, and Nautel. I want to thank them for their generous support of SBE, especially their financial support in today's membership meeting. I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize several members and guests that are with us today. We have a few members attending this week who have served the organization as national presidents. Before I introduce them, I would be remiss not to acknowledge past President Ed Miller, who served as SBE president from 1997 to 1999. Ed passed away recently, and our thoughts and prayers are with his family. For those in attendance, please stand as I introduced you. Wayne Pacina served from 2019 to 2021. Jim Leifer, who was president from 2017 to 2019. Ralph Hogan, who served from 2011 to 2013. Vinny Lopez, who served as president from 2009 to 2011. And Chris Scheer, who served as president from 2005 to 2007. We thank you for your leadership and the service to the society. We are also pleased to have with us today Patrick Cross from our Regulatory Council team of Brooklyn Pierce. Patrick, please stand and be recognized. The host of this year's national meeting is the Midwest Broadcast and Multimedia Technology Conference, which was held by the state broadcast associations of Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Our sincere thanks to all those who participated in planning the committee to not only stage the clinic, but to serve a host for the SBE national meeting. I would like to also take this opportunity now to introduce members of the national SBE staff who are with us today in Columbus. Certification Director Megan Clapp, Education Director Kathy Oros, Communication Director Chris Scheer, Executive Director Mike Dines. Member Service Manager Scott Jones and Sustaining Membership Manager Debbie Hennessy are in Indianapolis taking care of the office. Now on to some required SBE business. I would like to introduce the SBE Secretary Shane Toven, who will deliver his report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Since the membership meeting last April in Las Vegas, the Society of Broadcast Engineers conducted an executive committee meeting on June 20th, and the fall meeting of the Board of Directors was held last night here in Columbus. We also conducted a called board meeting for the purpose of modifying the SBE bylaws on July 11th, which was held virtually. The next meeting of the executive committee will take place on January 23rd, 2026 in Orlando, Florida. The full board will meet in Las Vegas in April during the 2026 NAB show. SBE membership on August 31st, 2025 was 3,601, which was 307 fewer than at the same point in 2024. The high point of membership each year is on June 30, just before the non-renewing members are dropped in July. The membership count on June 30, 2025 was 4,228. The Society has 116 chapters, with 113 in the United States, 1 in Canada, 1 in Hong Kong, and 1 in Eastern Europe. Members are located in every U.S. state, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Guam, and in 26 other countries. The Society conducted the annual election of 6 of the 12 directors for the National Board of Directors and all 4 officers this past summer, concluding on August 13th. Those elected will be inducted during this meeting. Mr. President, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Shane. Appreciate that. Next is our Treasury report with Treasurer Gary Morrell.
Thank you, Mr. President. At the end of August 2025, the SBE had total assets of $1,706,855.86. Our expenses are $129,237 under income through 7 months, thanks mostly to returns on our investments, which continue to do quite well. The SBE's savings per the Society's board-approved financial policy are designated for maintaining financial stability, revenue production, capital improvements, projects that benefit the Society's membership, and for rainy day needs. Mr. President, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Gary. Membership activity, growth, and retention are important functions of the SBE. To bring us up to date on just a few of the membership-related activities, Membership Committee Chair Fred Willard.
Thank you, Ted. This is our membership report. The annual membership drive began March 1st and concluded on May 31st. So the theme this year was Expand Your Professional Horizon. 8 SBE sustaining member companies and the SBE donated prizes as incentive to the recruiters for the drive, which resulted in 49 new members and 43 current members sponsored them. The sponsors represented 27 different chapters. From all the recruiters, one member's name was drawn to receive the grand prize, which was a trip to this national meeting. The winner, Steve Boltko of Norman, Oklahoma, could not attend and accepted the cash prize instead. From the 27 chapters that participated, the top recruiting chapters receive the Golden Recruiter Award. Of the chapters with fewer members than the median, which is Class A, Chapter 85, Oklahoma, is the winner. And of the chapters with more members than the median, that's Class B, there was a 6-way tie among chapters 11, Boston, 17, Central Minnesota, 20, Pittsburgh, my own chapter 37, Washington, D.C., 70, Northeast Ohio, and 103, Nashville. So each chapter will receive a plaque, and if a chapter representative is here from any of these chapters, we'll gather at the end of this meeting for a photo. So if anybody's from any of those chapters, please stand by after this meeting for a photo. So thanks to all who participated in this SBE membership drive this year. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Fred. Since 1989, the SBE has recognized outstanding achievements in volunteer service for our members and chapters with the SBE National Awards. We applaud the dedication of individual members and chapters that work to make the field of broadcast engineering in the SBE stronger and more efficient. Recognizing the achievements is part of the mission of SBE. Terry Dow, a member of the National Board of Directors, chaired the awards committee. Terry, please join me at the podium. Serving with Terry on the awards committee were Roz Clark, Tim Kelly, Gary Stegall, Joe Tymick, and Jeff Welton.
Thank you, Ted. This year, actually each year, let's try that, the SBE encourages all chapters to recognize one of their own with the SBE Chapter of the Year Award. The SBE National Office provides a plaque for the chapter to present and recognizes them in an issue of the Signal. For this year, 11 chapters submitted selected recipients. Their names and chapters are shown on the screen. We congratulate all these members and encourage other chapters to participate next year by recognizing a local member for their contributions or achievements. All the winners of the annual SBE Awards program will be recognized later this evening at the SBE Awards dinner.
Thank you, Terry. To bring us up to date on the latest with SBE certification program, please welcome Certification Chairman Chair Ralph Hogan.
I would like to thank the National Certification Committee and the many certification volunteers that give their time during the year to SBE. Since our last meeting, the Certification Committee has approved 2 certified schools, Wake Tech in North Carolina and Cayuga in upstate New York. The Certification and Education Committees met yesterday in our third joint meeting. We discussed topics including a possible IP media technology certification and creating webinars that can link to specific certifications to help with preparing for exams. The committee also voted on allowing certifications to be synced to the same expiration date. Previously, only the CBNT and CBNE were allowed to sync to a higher level certification and carry the same expiration date. We are also working on an update for our television and radio operator handbooks. November 2025 begins the 50th year of SBE certification. During the year, there will be an opportunity for chapters to hold a special certification meeting as well as a prize drawing. I would also like to challenge all of you to take and step up and sit for an SBE exam at the next level. Or if you already hold a certification, submit the paperwork to upgrade it. For everyone who takes an exam from November 2025 to November 2026, your name will be put into a pool for a prize drawing at the end of the year. Mr. President, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ralph. Appreciate it. To keep pace with the change in technology, it is important for all of us to take advantage of continuing education opportunities. One of the primary purposes of SBE is to provide opportunities for our members that will help increase their knowledge within the broadcast and multimedia field. We do this through the efforts of our local chapters and through National SBE. With an update on the Society's national education programs, Gary Morrell, Chair of the Education Committee. Gary?
Thank you, Mr. President. The Education Committee is proud to report SBE webinars continue to show impressive attendance. As of September 1st, we have a total attendance of 6,066 registrants. Of this number, 2,130 are for new webinars. Those numbers compare favorably to those from last year that showed as of September 1st, there were 4,687 registrants from all sources, a total of 2,355 registrants for our new webinars. There's many webinars scheduled through the end of 2025. Those topics can be found on the SBE website. So far this year, SBE and its workshops have been held in North Conway, New Hampshire, Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri, El Paso, Texas, Biloxi, Mississippi, and Atlanta, Georgia. There's one more scheduled in October in Manhattan, Kansas. The SBE and its workshop at the 2025 NAB show took place April 4th and 5th and provided an RF 101 and media over IP track. There were a total of 221 participants with 89 registrants for the RF 101 track and 132 registrants for the IP track. Next year, the SBE and its workshop will again provide two separate tracks that will be held April 22nd and 23rd, this year at the end of the NAB convention. The SBE Mentor Program holds a quarterly webinar for all participants. Past topics have covered shining light on a radio's future, automation in the newsroom, and ATSC3 basic COFDM modulation. The November topic is being discussed and planned at this time. The SBE 2025 Mentor Program currently has 118 participants. Of this number, 45 are mentors, 73 are mentees. Now in its second year, the subject matter expert category involves 23 participants. This category supports everyone can be a mentor by involving mentors with specific expertise to support our regular mentors. We ask you to share your expertise in this limited capacity level as an SME if you would consider doing so. The Technical Professional Training Program, now in its fifth year, is being expanded through association outreach efforts. The goal of the program is to support the training of new entrants in the field of broadcast technology. We currently have 39 mentees involved in the TPT program. Of this number, 27 were added this year. With this growth, there's once again an increased need for mentors with TV background as well as mentors in large markets like San Francisco and New York and Boston. The Education Committee continues to conduct monthly conference calls to engage and keep our committee members involved in committee business and actions. Our Education Committee welcomes your comments and suggestions for future programs, especially those that will help engage media professionals and emerging technologies. The Ennis Educational Foundation Trust has awarded 5 scholarships for 2025. Recipients were chosen from applications received over the 12-month period ending July 1st. The Harold E. Ennis Scholarship, Robert D. Greenberg Scholarship, John H. Battison Founders Scholarship, Youth Scholarship, and Gino Riccadelli Scholarship are awarded to individuals interested in continuing or beginning their education in broadcast engineering and technology. The Youth Scholarship is specifically for a graduating high school senior interested in broadcast engineering as a career. Each scholarship awarded this year was for $3,000. The recipients cannot join us today, but we want to recognize them. This year, the Harold Ennis Scholarship recipient is Lee Cusack. He's an SBE member, a junior at Hofstra University, majoring in audio and radio production and studies. Receiving the Robert Greenberg Scholarship is Maximilian Volkern. He's a current SBE member and is certified. He works at KTVK, KPHO, KPHE, and attends Mesa Community College studying electronic engineering. The John H. Battison SBE Founders Scholarship has been awarded to Nayab Warich. He's an SBE member, attends Texas A&M University studying electronic systems and engineering technology. The Gino Riccadelli Scholarship has been awarded to Maddox Murray, a current SBE member studying electrical engineering at the University of Arkansas Little Rock. Sean Ray received the Youth Scholarship. Sean's a freshman at Carnegie Mellon studying video and media design. Mr. President, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Gary. I have been honored to work with a dedicated group of volunteers on the board of directors this past year, and I want you to know that each one of them has served the society with a prime focus of serving our members. I would like to recognize them for their effort. The 17 members of the board comes from across North America. In their full-time jobs, they work in radio and television stations, station groups, and for industry manufacturers. Please come forward as I introduce you. I ask that the audience hold their applause until all have assembled. Serving as directors, David Antoine, Gregory Dow, Terry Dowd, Dustin Halpin, Brad Humphreys, Zuela Ibevashiv, Jeff Jeanette, Chad Kyler, Dave Ratner, Sam Wallington, Jeff Welton, and Fred Willard. Serving as officers this year was Treasurer Greg Morrell, Secretary Shane Tobin, and Vice President Kevin Trueblood. And finally, immediate past President Andre Cummins. All these directors and officers contribute tremendously over the past year, and I thank them for their dedicated service. You may return to your seats. Well, we've come to the end. I have been honored to be the 33rd president of the society. The other day, my sister asked me what I had accomplished during my term in office, and I answered, me, I did nothing. But with 16 other dedicated men and women of the board and 6 incredible staff members, I feel like we accomplished a lot. Some challenging decisions were made, some tough Zoom calls, and some difficult conversations have happened within the past 2 years. They were all events that had to be dealt with, but I felt I made the right decision in all of them. Time will tell the final story on that. The society made a change at the executive director position. We dealt with the loss of the DoD contract, and we had a membership dues increase. On the other side, on the positive side, we introduced a new chapter in North and South Dakota. We introduced a new certification level that was introduced, and we opened new areas in Europe. I would like to personally thank members of the national staff for all their hard and dedicated work. Without these 6 people, the SBE would not be the great organization that it is. During the last 2 years, I have traveled to show the SBE flag in Uzbekistan. I almost made it to Mexico. I visited chapters in LA, Washington, D.C., New York, Norfolk, Virginia, Alabama, and of course my home chapter in Charlotte. I made Zoom call visits to other chapters around the country also. I want you to know that Chapter 48 helped in the Uzbekistan trip, but all these trips were paid by me and no SBE funds were used for any of them. I'm letting the membership know that the society is in good hands with Kevin Trueblood. He takes over his new role. Kevin is dedicated and committed to the society for its future and its goals. I am ready to support him and the new board in the coming days in any way possible. As I leave today, I move into the position of immediate past president. Leaving that position is a good friend, Andrea Cummis. She leaves the board after many years of dedicated service. I hope she stays close to SBE, and I wish her all the best. I am a true believer in SBE. It works and thrives because of its members. Please continue to support at the local level. That's where the soul and core of it is. And again, I want to thank you for all your help and support in the last 2 years. And again, I want to thank you for being a member of SBE. The annual election of national directors and officers was conducted this past summer. Close to 1,000 ballots were cast by members. I invite the SBE Regulatory Co-Counsel Patrick Cross to come forward and preside over the installation of our new directors and officers.
Close. But wait, there's more. Just slide. You've had an interesting 2 years.
Yes, it has been.
This morning at breakfast, Ted, you said, I won't say what your age is, but you said you've spent more than 2/3 of your life as an SBE member and about 1/3 of your life as a member of the board of directors.
Yes.
Off, on, and you've waited all this time to be the immediate past president. But he mentioned a few things, and I just want to make sure that we all realize everything that Ted did, or that the board did, and I know you give the board credit, but truly it comes from leadership. And leadership is where everything starts. And there were tough decisions. There were hard decisions. The last year probably in particular, loss of a government contract, had to hire a new executive director, made a really good choice on that one. You also, we've had some challenges, but we've also progressed a lot. As a society, we've opened a new online store. Mind you, thank you, Brad Humphreys, for purchasing. I encourage you all to, no one's leaving the room till we all sign on and buy something. But if you haven't looked yet, please go and look at the Printful store. It's got some good stuff there. We have a new certification, right? We have the Diamond Project, which brought back, hold on, wait for it, 179 certifications restored. And then in the last 2 years, kudos to certifications as well, we issued 622 new certifications to people. And then we recertified 302 people. That's a lot of people staying current when you look at the numbers. I know you talked about the new chapters. We brought the Canadians on board. We appreciate the exchange rate, so thanks for paying your dues. And then we also have, obviously, the Dakotas with this, as well as kind of reactivated. Our friends in Arkansas are reactivating, and others. Our friends from Pittsburgh are here, and they talked about how they're working really hard to get their chapter. And I think we're seeing more and more chapters get involved. Good things happening. Our social media has increased a lot. We've seen a lot of just really good things. If you're not following us on all of our social media channels, please do so. But before you go, there are gifts. They joke that they don't give you a gavel until you're no longer president. But if you want to, don't take it off and hit it. Okay. I'm not sure it's supposed to be hit. And we also have, I won't call it what Chris gets mad at. We have here just bound copies of all the signals for you, along with, in here, a list of all the achievements and just some of the achievements that we believe you've helped with to lead. So let's thank Ted one more time.
Thank you very much.
You want me to take that? Oh, handshake, sorry. The comms guys like handshake. And now, Mr. Cross, if you will.
All right, that's a hard act to follow. But it is my honor to preside over the induction of our incoming officers and directors. I invite the following members who were elected in August to 2-year terms as directors to please join me at the podium. Terry Dowds, Kirk Harnick, Brad Humphreys, Zulieta Ibisheva, I don't believe is here, John Mackey, and Jeff Welton. You are each about to begin a period of volunteer service as a member of the Board of Directors of the Society of Broadcast Engineers. Please raise your right hand as I administer the oath of office. As a member of the Board of Directors of the Society of Broadcast Engineers, do you promise to follow and uphold its bylaws and canon of ethics, to represent all SBE members and otherwise fulfill the responsibilities of a member of a duty of the Board of Directors to the best of your ability? If so, please respond by saying, "I will." Congratulations to all of you. Please remain up front as we continue. Gary Morrill, Shane Tovin, and Ched Kyler, please join us near the podium. You each have been elected by the membership of the Society of Broadcast Engineers to serve the Society for a 1-year term as Vice President, Secretary, and Treasurer, respectively. Please raise your right hand as I administer the oath of office. As an officer of the Society of Broadcast Engineers, do you promise to follow and uphold its bylaws and canons of ethics, to represent all SBE members and otherwise fulfill the responsibilities of your office to the best of your abilities? If so, please respond by saying, "I will."
I will.
Congratulations to each of you. Please also remain up front. Kevin Trueblood, would you please join us at the podium? Kevin, you have been elected by the membership of the Society to serve as its president for a 1-year term. Please raise your right hand, keep it raised, as I administer the oath of office. Do you, Kevin Trueblood, promise to fulfill the responsibilities and duties of the office of the President of the Society of Broadcast Engineers, to follow and uphold its bylaws and canon of ethics, to represent all SBE members and otherwise fulfill the responsibilities of President of the SBE to the best of your ability? If so, please respond by saying, "I will."
I will.
Congratulations, Kevin, and to all those elected to serve. This concludes the induction. Please remain up front, but Mr. President, the podium is yours.
All right. Hi, everybody. I know we've been through a few recognitions, but I want to first start by taking a moment to acknowledge our volunteers. There are a few people in this room that are the paid professionals on behalf of the SBE, but for everybody else that's up here at the podium with me, the officers, directors, committee chairs, committee members, chapter chairs, chapter officers, mentors, and everybody in between, they put in their time, their effort, and oftentimes their own personal finances into making this association what it is. We are by our members, of our members, and for our members, and none of this happens without you. So I offer with all sincerity, thank you. And we're always looking for new people to come forward. We just had this discussion last night. To the directors, or to be directors, to be mentors, to be committee members, to be officers in the local chapters, and if you'd like to join us, please reach out. When I got my first full-time engineering job in 2008, one of the first things I did was join the SBE, and I did that because I knew that's where I'd find a good community of people who shared my passion and could teach me the things that I needed to learn. And that's exactly what I found. I've had the chance to tour beautiful facilities, get ideas of my own, to learn about changes in the industry, new technologies, and even just a chance to hear the war stories of people who've been doing what I do for far longer than I have, and to be comforted by the fact that the same challenges I face today are the same ones they've faced over the years, and that I'm not alone in what I do. And even still, 17 years later, I find myself in a room like this surrounded by people that are smarter than me, and despite that fact, you elected me to be the leader of this association. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I appreciate your trust and I appreciate your support. So that said, my mission in being part of the leadership is that I want to give back and help grow this association and to ensure our members and future members continue to enjoy the same opportunities that I have enjoyed. And that is where the work begins. In the coming year, I'd like to focus on strategic planning and building a multi-year roadmap for the SBE. as well as to examines and guides the way we can grow in practical and sustainable ways. We'll be keeping a close eye on regulatory changes with the FCC and look for opportunities to offer our expertise and make sure those changes make sense and are fair to broadcasters. I also want to make sure our membership, our certifications, and our educational opportunities are accessible and provide value to those who take advantage of them. And I want to help develop awareness of the SBE outside of our traditional membership and get people interested in what we do and learn from our established knowledge base. So, that's the elevator pitch, slightly extended. And I just want to wrap this up by again saying thank you for your support, and I look forward to serving you in the coming year. So, I am honored to have been elected and to serve as the president of the SBE for the next year. 6 other directors will continue serving for the second year of their 2-year terms today, and I would like to invite them to join the members of the board already assembled. So please come forward as I call your name. David Antoine, Gregory Dahl, Dustin Hapley, Jeff Juniette, Sam Wallington, and Fred Willard. Completing the board is immediate past president Ted Hand. Ted, please join us. The group assembled before you have made the commitment to serve our membership by leading the society. I look forward to working with them over the next year as we continue to work to provide our members with services and programs that develop professional knowledge, relationships, and strengthens careers. Election to the board means a commitment to work throughout the year, not only at meetings of the board, but in between meetings and by serving as a committee chair or committee member. At this time, I'd like to announce the National Committee Chairs for the 25 to 26 term. And when I introduce you, please raise your hand. The Awards Committee, Zulieta Ibashiva. Chapter Liaison Committee, Jeff Juniette. Education Committee, Gary Morrill. Finance Committee, Terry Dowds. Frequency Coordination Committee, Ted Hand. Government Relations Committee, Shane Tovin. Membership Committee, Fred Willard. The New Marketing Committee, David Antoine. Nominations Committee, Jeff Welton. The Publications Committee, Sam Wallington. Sustaining Membership Committee, Gregory Dahl. And the ABIP Committee, Ched Kyler. Ralph Hogan and Vinny Lopez, please join us up front. Ralph is continuing his service to the SBE as chair of the Certification Committee, and Vinny is continuing to serve as chair of the Fellowship Committee. The Mentoring Committee will be chaired by Pierre Jasper, and Pierre is unable to join us today. I've also appointed Directors Gregory Dahl and Zulieta Ibashiva to serve on the SBE Executive Committee for the next year, joining the officers and me. My thanks to all of you for taking on these responsibilities and for the coming year. Each assignment offers an important opportunity to meet our mission of making the Society of Broadcast Engineers an important contributor to the professional lives of our members. Please applaud. That's your cue. And with that, you may take your seats. And I have to admit, I made the first mistake as my presidency that I put some of the events out of order. So this is actually about the time that we're going to wrap up. As we close, I would like to thank American Tower, Blackmagic Design, Dielectric, Heartland Video Systems, and Nautel for their generous financial support for today's membership meeting, and I hope you will join us next year for the 2026 SBE National Meeting. So I thank you for your time, and good day, everybody.